Hi. Yep. Look, no hair. I promised last week that I was going to check in and talk a little bit about some of the signs of cancer that I think are really important to get yourself across. And no time like the present. I am feeling a little bit tired from chemo, but that's okay. This is going to be quick. Three things really that I wanted to highlight because even though when I was diagnosed in 2019 and then between sort of recovering from that cancer and then to this point, I had gone and got my blood tests done. I had attended every single scan that I was supposed to have. I'd had other tests done in between to keep an eye on things like thyroid function because I've got this, can you see this? Isn't it gorgeous? This big lump here. Awesome goiter just to add to the mix. Anyway, I'd done everything I was supposed to be doing, and yet the cancer still managed to sort of sneak in there. And I also want to be clear that I don't know that if I'd done things differently, whether the outcome would have changed. So that's not what this is about. But this is definitely about me saying to you, if you feel like something is off, trust your gut and do something about it. So one of the first signs that I fobbed off, I'll be really honest, I just pushed to the side, was fatigue. Now, I don't know anybody who isn't struggling right now with things like cost of living, having to work harder to pay for the exact same things, managing families, friends, elderly parents, you name it. I just haven't met anyone recently when I say, how are you going? That they go, oh, I'm full of life. I'm zesty. They're like, I'm tired. We're all tired. There's a lot going on. But here's the thing, right? Sleep, by its very definition, is restorative. So if you are going to bed at night and you are bone tired and then you're waking up in the morning and you're more tired than when you went to sleep, likelihood is there's something going on. Go to a doctor. Just get yourself checked out. Get your bloods done. It can be a sign of depression too. And, you know, with the amount of stuff going on in the world, you'd be well within your rights to be feeling that way. What I am saying is just trust that gut, trust that voice inside your head and go and get it checked out. So fatigue is a massive one. The second is if you're noticing any changes in your body that are prolonged changes. Like, so I had a virus and then I had a niggly little cough and then I was starting to self-medicate using Ventolin and it just wasn't going anywhere. But I'd also heard amongst friends about this 100-day cough that was going on. People were getting pneumonia, walking pneumonia, COVID's out in the population again. So I was just so busy and worrying about other things. I'm like, it's fine, it'll resolve itself. Now, really, I should have gone and had somebody check that out. I'm not sure it would have changed the outcome, but I think if I had got on top of it earlier, we won't know. So that's the second one. If you notice any changes in your body that aren't making sense, get it checked out. And then the third one for me was I had visual disturbances. So that doesn't mean that I was seeing like purple people eaters dropping out of the sky. I would just be sitting in front of my computer typing away, and then I'd look to my left and there'd just be this like weird kind of, I don't know, somebody said to me like floaters, but no, it was just like weird. The world was kind of wavy, strange. And so me juggling however many jobs and again being busy would just go, oh, I've obviously been sitting in front of the computer for too long. I need to get up, stretch, walk around. I would go outside, the visual thing would be there and then it would just disappear. That had been going on for months and I'd actually thought, oh, I must need new glasses. So I went and got my first pair of bifocals and completely embraced that. I'm like, I'm getting old, my eyes are going to shit, it's fine. Well, so it turns out that those visual disturbances were actually, let's see if I can get this right, ischemic infarcts. That sounds wrong and rude, but that's like medical lingo for mini strokes. I was suffering mini strokes. And I was just putting up with it. And it was only when the headaches started turning up, and I'm not a headachy person, that I was like, okay, right, I really need to go get this checked out. But again, that wasn't the thing that set the whole ball rolling. I got a DVT in my leg. So it looked like a cramp, felt like a cramp, woke me up at 3 a.m. in the morning, thought my leg was going to explode. Worst cramp I've ever had in my life. A doctor would later tell me that you had a heart attack in your leg, which now totally makes sense. But at the time, it was like, what is going on? Got up the next morning, put on my shoes, went down to the train station, traveled 2 hours to work, spent a day at work, came home, could not put weight on my leg because it had blown up, ended up in emergency. Oh, you've got DVTs. That looks unprovoked, which basically means they're not sure what's causing it, and we'll just keep an eye on you. Here's some blood thinners and so on. Now, again, these are little things that on their own, you can kind of push them to the side, but that's the problem, is pushing them to the side. I remember, and I don't want to sort of go on about my age, but I remember in the mid-80s that it was quite common for you to book in with your GP yearly to have a yearly check-in, and you book a double appointment or whatever it is, and they just run the gamut and you do your blood tests or whatever. We've kind of stopped doing that. I don't know anyone my age who does that anymore. I feel like it's one of those, oh, if there's nothing wrong, don't worry about it. This is about getting ahead of issues before they become something worse. So I would recommend that if you have got any niggling concerns at all, any questions, book the double appointment and just go to the doctor and get yourself sorted. It could really be a big difference. And believe me, you want that opportunity to get ahead of it if you can. Okay, so that's me. I'm on my soapbox. I'm off my soapbox. I don't have any hair. Eyebrows are almost gone. I'm still keeping it together. Next week is PET scans, where we find out whether any of this has been working. Please keep every single piece of your body that can crossed. And in the interim, have an amazing day and do good in the world and love big. Okay, see ya. Bye.